What's up? Welcome to Wrestling Memories. How's everybody doing out there? Well, what a whirlwind.
Fuck me.
I know, right? So, welcome to Wrestling Memories. The last time we talked was October 2nd, 1995. Well, it wasn't really, but the time that we had watching the show was October 2nd, 1995. This week we'll get into October 9th, 1995, which is the very following week. And let's recap October 2nd. So we'll recap Raw first, if that's okay with everybody, because that's what I looked at first. And I remember the very first match that happened was a match between Razor Ramon and the 1-2-3 Kid, or Six, or X-Pac, or whatever the fuck you want to call him. But they had, it was like, I don't remember if it was whatever it was like a best of whatever balls. And I think it was a best out of 5 because Razor Ramon beat him 3 times in a row. But the only thing that the 1-2-3 Kid wanted out of this whole thing was respect. And he got it. He got it from Razor Ramon because he would not quit. You guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's coming of this, so we'll see what they're going to do at the following week. I don't know. So
I feel like the feud pretty much ended there. Like, I thought we were gonna get more of it, but when it ended, they shook hands and he kind of like took him under his wing and he's like, "Yeah, it's all good.
Right.
You acted up, but you're still part of us."
Right. Then we got Triple H was in a match. I'm going to rephrase that. We don't call him Triple H yet. We call him Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who becomes Triple H, or the Triple H that we know today. He had essentially a squash match with Barry Horowitz. And the reason I like these Raws is they don't have top star versus top star facing each other on these shows.
They only have it, 45 minutes?
If it's a top, and say it again?
They only have 45 minutes, and they're still able to push everybody without having everybody featured on every show, which is kind of like what I'm yearning for today, but
yeah,
whatever.
Well, it's kind of what they do on NXT. NXT does it that way today, and you do see some top stars facing some top stars, but that's... And what I mean by top stars is those guys that are associated with the top guys. Like, you see Roderick Strong facing off against a Johnny Gargano, and Adam Cole will come and interfere, and it still makes Roderick Strong look strong because he's a good wrestler, so he doesn't take a beating. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So I like that. So Barry Horowitz, which is a lower mid-card guy, essentially a jobber, but he can wrestle. They sprinkle him in with beating some of the other lower mid-card guys that are just above him. But Triple H ends up beating him. And then I can't remember what else there was on that show.
Is that Smoky Guns for and then Yokozuna?
That was the week before. I know Bret Hart took some. Oh, that there's only 3 segments because Bret Hart had to have a half an hour of the fucking show.
Classic Bret Hart.
Can't not have fucking Bret Hart for a half an hour. Well, he was the top guy for WWE for a long time. He was the tippy top guy. So they put him in a feud, or in the match with Pierre Lafitte, the pirate, and they talked that he's literally a pirate. Bruce Pritchard, they were talking about the shit we're watching now last week, and Bruce Pritchard said he beat a pirate. Because he stole his jacket, that pay-per-view where he stole his jacket and Bret Hart beat him. They have a 20-minute blow-off match, which I stopped watching. It's a good match, but nobody cares about Bret. Who cares? I mean, I shouldn't say who cares about Bret Hart. I'm going to say this. I like Bret Hart's in-ring, but as far as a fucking promo guy, he's terrible. Boring. Makes me want to sleep. A lot like Raw did on Monday. Not gonna fucking lie. So your guys' thoughts?
I don't want to see Pierre Lafitte fight or wrestle for fucking 30 minutes. I don't care. And Bret Hart, like you said, he's good in ring. He's a fucking technical maverick. But again, it's just the type of wrestling that, unless there's a storyline behind it, it's difficult, man, to sit through.
Right.
And they had a storyline, but the storyline was bullshit. You stole my jacket.
Yes, I agree. So yeah. And that was the end of Raw, essentially. And no, they had the Jerry King Lawler thing happen. And I didn't get to see that because I actually had to get ready for Sideline Study podcast. But essentially, Jerry the King Lawler is feuding with Bret Hart right now. That's where the real feud is at, if that makes sense. So yeah. Then we went to Nitro. Nitro, it started off with an opening segment, and I don't remember what the opening segment was. I'm not going to lie. But I do remember bits and pieces from the show. The big takeaway from the show is they had Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko in a match. And they cut screen and go to Hulk Hogan coming into the arena in the middle of an Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko match. What?
Eventually, that just shifts over and takes over the whole screen while the match is still going.
Yes, and essentially they cut away from the match itself, which tells me that they don't give a shit about Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko, and they go to Hulk Hogan. And Basement says it best because they are more worried about the top stars, and they go from there. And yeah, you remember that?
I remember it. It was the best match of the night, and they cut away. And fucking Dean Malenko's got the biggest fucking head known to mankind.
And of 1,000 holes.
Fucking, I'm surprised his shoulders keep his head on his body.
So then, I think that there was only 2 matches on. Hulk Hogan came out again. Oh, Macho Man and Lex Luger had a match, and I don't remember how it ended. I know that they had a match. They aren't having a feud. The Giant came out. That's why. I think the Giant came out, beat the shit out of both.
Yeah, I think he killed Hulk Hogan again, didn't he? He broke his neck one more time.
Hulk Hogan came out and he broke his fucking neck. How's your freaking neck? He broke his neck.
Well, he recovered from the first broken neck in like 10 days. So
right.
He'll be out for probably 20 days.
Before he even came out, he was fucking bench pressing weights on his fucking neck. He was working his neck out.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
It was with the belt.
Didn't he have a weight though?
No, it was the belt on his back of his head.
Yeah, but didn't Jimmy Hart put a weight on the back of his head?
I think it was the belt, and that's it. It was really stupid. It was dumb as fuck.
Okay. Well, anyway, he was working his neck out with the fucking belt or whatever. And then the Giant comes out and destroys everybody. Then the final match of the night was actually a match that happened at Halloween Havoc. Is that where we're at? No.
The whole build with the Giant is to Halloween Havoc.
That's right. So we had the Fall Brawl match between Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, which it ended, I think, didn't Ric Flair win?
Yes.
Ric Flair ended up winning. So they they made a stipulation that they're going to have a blow-off match, and this week they're having a cage match to kick off or to end the feud. They're going to end the feud tonight, they said. That's what they're going to end the feud next week. It's not going to end. I don't remember if it ends, but we'll see how that pans out. And that was the main event. It's a good match. Of course, it's Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, 2 great workers. But and I think, didn't we all give WWE the win that week?
We did. I mean, you're seeing the difference between what WCW and WWE are doing, and we talked about it a lot. Like WCW is focused on the old faithfuls, from an era by like that's on the verge of being dead, and it shows like I guess where WWE is now or where wrestling is now, where faster paced and shit like that is just more interesting.
Right.
And that's why I think. Plus WCW with them going to Hulk Hogan in the back and killing the momentum in that match, and then doing the same fucking match with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson. It was still a good match, but whatever.
Right. Any guys' thoughts on last week? Bobbitt, Trek?
Luger versus Macho Man was just, we knew he would lose when he put his career on the line. It's like that was not necessary, especially since Randy had already accepted, and then Luger goes, "Oh, tell the shot my career on the line." I'm like, well, we know he's winning this match, and then the Giant came out and destroyed Savage, supposedly, and then he wrecked Savage.
I will say this. I will say this about Nitro. They are advancing storylines, though. They are advancing their big storylines. They are front and centering their big storyline.
Yeah, they're still heavily storyline driven. The only that's the one saving grace right now for it. But like Trek said, that match made no sense. Out of nowhere, he's like, I'm just gonna put my fucking. I know he was like not happy with I guess the position he was in from joining WCW, and he's like, well, if I can't cut it here, then I'm not gonna cut it anywhere and put my match or my career on the line. But it was just random, kind of.
Right.
And after it already accepted too, is like. So Savage had no reason. He had nothing to lose and everything to gain, really.
Right. Okay. Bobbitt?
I really have nothing much more to add.
Okay. All right. So with that said, whenever you guys are ready,
I'm good to go, baby.
Ready?
Ready, Trek?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
All right. So how this is going to work, everybody. Now, if you've been watching the show, we're at zeros. So we're going to count down backwards from 3. When we say go, you hit play. Follow along. We might be a little bit ahead of you. We might be a little bit behind you. You'll be fine. We can't be behind you. We can only be ahead of you. So just bear with it. If you're to that point, you'll be fine. So we're watching Nitro first, October 9th, 1995. I'll give everybody a few minutes to get set up. And I know this is live. This is the first time we're doing this live. I know many of you know that NXT debuted on USA tonight. I am going to say this. It was fantastic. The opening to that show was probably the best thing WWE's done as far as television-wise in a long time. It's better than anything they did this week.
Mm-hmm.
Better than anything they did this week. And that includes the Fiend. Fuck the Fiend. I got 3 words for you. Fuck Bray Wyatt.
Well, that's JoJo's job.
Shut up, Trek.
Bray Wyatt's just fucking laying dick everywhere you can find it. But I would say, okay, so when we watch these, what we're focusing on mostly is, what I'm focusing on mostly is I remember the era. I wasn't too invested in WCW, so I saw it a bit later. WWE, I remember a bit more closely. But it's also, looking at the product then versus the product now, because so many people, so many arguments on Twitter and everywhere else start with, oh, it was much better in the Attitude Era. It was much better earlier. So we want to see exactly how it stacks up now. And we're all of the inclination now after watching as long as we have. It's kind of the same fucking thing. People just look at the Attitude Era, the previous era, with rose-colored glasses, and they think they didn't book things this way or they didn't do stupid shit then. And we're gonna find out if that's actually true.
Right.
Well, it's really good because Sullivan cross-dresses to attack Hogan, so that's pretty cool.
Ric Flair cross-dressed
Kevin Sullivan's fucking amazing.
Ric Flair cross-dressed too. But that was a while ago.
I'm eager to see the dog. The dog's
it's
fucking amazing.
To be honest with you. I think it is. So if everybody's ready, In 3, 2, 1, go. So they're talking about last week. What happened? Instead of doing their normal opening, they're actually talking about what happened last week.
They shaved his mustache. That's what happened.
Hogan's mustache.
Fucking babushka shaved his mustache.
Slow-mo razor.
And then they go to the opening.
I like this opening for Nitro, man.
I do too. I enjoy it.
I do too. I know that they took Vader out of it last week.
It's better than the
because
stupid
Vader
shit that
doesn't
they
work
do
for
with
the
WWE
company
now.
This
You fall down into the
No, I
fucking
know,
logo.
but
What Trek?
no, I know, but the first 3 weeks he was in it.
That's because he was working for the company at that point. He had an incident with Arn Anderson. I think the incident with Arn Anderson happened about this time.
Mommy desperately needs to sit now.
Oh
Does
my
it fall
God.
under or maybe insulted psychic friends, network friend?
Super Bowl too, isn't it?
Fucking Bischoff.
I know how to turn around.
Look, he's got a question mark on the front of his jersey.
Honey.
Oh, there's no dog.
He's under the table, probably.
You won't leave until bedtime.
How is he there? The guy's had 2 broken necks in 2 weeks.
Right. It's Hulk Hogan. Hogan must pose.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna be fucking lifting weights on his neck in the back.
He will be, because Hogan must pose. You're Sting.
Sting comes out fucking coked out of his mind.
It's all the bleach.
It's all up in Bobby Heenan's chin.
This was the era of where wrestlers couldn't speak unless they were yelling.
Right.
Loved it.
And
show.
Wendy wants to fucking say hi. God damn.
Hi, Wendy.
Just shut up, Trey.
Look at her.
No, motherfucker.
Oh God, it's shark,
Yep.
earthquake, tsunami, whatever the fuck they want to call them.
Yeah.
This was like Dungeon of Doom heavy.
They were the top bad guy.
They
It
were.
was like
They were
super
the top,
gimmick wrestling.
yeah, they were the top heels in this at this time.
I still say the best thing they ever did with John Saito was the actual sumo match between him and Yokozuna.
Which happened in 1995. So he was in WWE in 1995.
Very beginning part of it, yeah.
Oh my God, kid, stop! Stop stealing my hat.
No.
I'm trying to watch a show here. You want to go to Mom? Oh, whatever. Just Jesus Christ.
Like the sheer amount of like Hogan fucking memorabilia
I can't even
in
see
the audience. Like half the audience is dressed up like Hogan.
Well, that's why Hogan came up with the idea of getting a percentage of his merchandise.
Oh, it's not even merchandise. He got paid. I can't remember. He got like a cut of the gate for showing up. That was in the deal on top of his salary. Because they didn't have merchandise back then. They didn't have the merch sales. They didn't make money off the merch sales. And I don't know how that worked. It wasn't in their deal. So Bischoff talked about it.
Fucking Shark looks like Humpty Dumpty.
He does.
You ready for bed?
He is Humpty Dumpty.
Stinger Splash.
He's overselling that Stinger Splash, though.
Yeah.
On. I in the. Oh, man.
That was quick.
Sting just squashes Shark. Excuse me. What do you want? I don't know, man. I like Sting, but I mean, come on. How? That made no sense. Give me a break.
No, I shouldn't be squashing anybody of that size, to be honest. And for what reason?
Because it's Sting.
I know. I was never a huge Sting fan.
I didn't mind him. Growing up,
I didn't mind him, but he was really like heavily 5 moves of doom.
He was heavily what?
5 moves of doom.
Oh, I agree with you. I can't disagree.
That's because of Ric Flair.
It is. Ric Flair got him over.
Fucking tanned leather over here.
There's my shirt I just ripped, brother.
And that's what we're going to hear throughout the show.
Machine versus machine and man versus man.
Yep.
What the fuck does that even mean?
Well, the man versus machine is the monster trucks, and the man versus man is.
But do the monster trucks actually face off? I think they just sit there.
No, they actually. Well, good night. Good night. They don't actually drive them, but they show them actually in the vehicle, so they do move. You have to wait until the pay-per-view.
I remember the pay-per-view kind of, because I remember being hyped for like monster trucks back then, and
it was bad. They were connected. The Zodiac or Brutus, the barber. Brutus, the fucking barber, beefcake.
Yeah.
But look how the show starts. It starts with a squash match that nobody cares about, and it goes back into a promo package that we've seen already before Nitro even started.
Yep. This is essentially what WWE does today.
We've seen the exact same promo package within the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yes.
How does this go beyond bodily harm? Getting a haircut?
Getting Sabu.
Oh god, yes.
Oh no.
Yes, champions can be amazing. Sabu versus himself, and somebody else is in the ring with him. But at least it's like, I know it's like heavily gimmicked or whatever, but this is the thing, like, it was a one-off, and I don't mind it being like a gimmick one-off, but with WWE, it's like fucking, we got 12 pay-per-views, and 8 of them are going to be gimmicks, and we're just going to repeat them.
Right.
Fucking kill me. Like, I don't want to see a Hell in a Cell match every year.
I agree.
The real only gimmick I want to see year in, year out is the Royal Rumble, because it means something.
Mm-hmm. You're fucking.
Oh God, yes.
Oh
Yes.
God. He's
Sabu. Straight out of fucking Chicago or something.
Michigan.
Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah, because he was with RVD. They trained together.
I'm gonna give this match 6 stars already.
Yeah.
Sabu is
It's weird.
everything. Sabu is everything I hate about this kind of wrestling.
I feel like Sabu became 40 and stayed 40 for like 20 years. I have no idea what the guy looks like now, but fuck, he looked exactly the same throughout his whole wrestling career.
Who the fuck is this ass clown?
Rey Mysterio.
That's not Rey Mysterio.
It's Jerry Lynn under a mask.
It's Jay Mysterio. I actually really liked Jerry Lynn.
Mr. JL.
Stupid fucking name. Mr. Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn was actually a really good wrestler. He's one of my favorites from ECW.
I know. ECW had some good wrestlers. They did, but it's just Sabu.
No, he was like a freak show. He was the brutality portion of ECW that they went over the top with.
Yes.
Like everything he does looks so half-assed.
Yep.
It's like he learned wrestling. He learned how to do every move halfway. And then he's just like, I'm just going to fucking kill myself in the middle of the ring. I hope you like it. What are your thoughts on like just masked wrestlers in general?
I hate them.
I know it was like a huge, like for the longest time, I hated them too. There's certain masked wrestlers that I like because they're good, but I still don't like the need of the mask. Certain wrestlers, I don't care if I see their face, but like a guy like Pentagon Jr., I feel like the mask hurts him. Like it sells his merch and everything, but in the long run, I don't know.
What timestamp are you guys at?
Oh my God.
This guy is killing me.
12 minutes, 52, 53,
13
54, 55, 56.
Thank you.
Should be at about 13 minutes by now.
Cool. Thank you.
Sabu basically power bombs himself to the outside.
He did. He's looking for a table to jump through.
I don't know. Give me some. I need to hit myself with a foreign object.
He's grabbing a chair to jump over.
Just throws it. Nobody cares.
Yeah, he grabs a chair, throws it, and then goes and throws him into the fucking guard.
Owl set it up.
Well,
Jerry Lynn looks like a fucking Power Ranger.
Yes, he does. He does.
Reject Power Ranger. What was that? He just kicked the rope. For fuck's sakes. Kick him.
It's Sabu.
God. I feel like he's got brain damage.
He probably does.
No, he's stupid.
Like, this is what I mean. Like, he's just so, like, I don't know. He's just, like, not in any way professional in terms of wrestling.
Well, Sabu's out of his element because he's not doing hardcore shit.
No.
He actually has to wrestle, and that's not what he's good at.
He's like, should I pull him? Turn him over? Do I have sex with his ass? I don't know. And he goes with a flipping, have sex with his ass.
Did he just say that this is a submission hold? No shit, you fucking moron.
Commentary is so good.
He's overtired and fighting sleep.
Why are you covering your face like that? Hey. Playing peekaboo?
So far we've got, because this in my mind is the throwaway match. There's no reason this match should be happening. It's between a guy that it's just for the fact that Jerry Lynn can put on a good match and Sabu can work with him because he knows how to.
Oh my God! Well, Sabu throws his hands up in the air like
No,
he did some.
he did the point. He always has.
I know he did the point,
Yeah, but it was just like he fell flat on his face.
and then he wins the match.
What? That was so quick. That was so quick. Like he literally put him in the hold, and it was over.
People are shitting all over the fucking match. You can hear him go, "Boo! This sucks."
Fucking Sabu, man.
I
wanted to see Sabu versus the table.
Wendy.
That was terrible. The more you resist, when you hit, you're gonna hit with like thunderous badness. We don't even get the dog, man. This is already starting under -1.
If you haven't been paying attention, Steve Mongo McMichael has had a dog out there. To be honest with you, he was married to Deborah McMichael at the time.
Well, he's always had a Chihuahua out there that's been dressed up for the event, and it's been absolutely amazing. He's not out there now, which, sorry, they built my expectations up. -1.
I got you.
First match throwaway, second match throwaway.
Agreed.
Come on, guys. They're 20 minutes into this, and they're sitting at a -1. D-Moon! What's up, D-Moon? You like old school wrestling? How about porno? Yo, D-Moon, you still have World of Warcraft?
I do. Wait! I'm just kidding. D-Moon's not at it. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Lex Luger, the man whose face is too small for his head.
But his forehead is fantastic. Look
His forehead is ridiculous. Like, holy fuck. He could land a 747 on his forehead.
Wendy, come on.
Oh, you got to join us.
D-Moon has WoW too.
I just got it again, so fuck Classic, but we'll play again. We should play again. So, D-Moon, let us know when you're able. And the next time we play, which is probably going to be this week coming up. We'll run that shit. Oh, in comes fucking Macho Man dressed in a snake. Macho Man literally looked like curtains.
He just asked, you don't like Classic?
No, I do not like Classic. Classic could lick my taint.
For what it's worth, Classic is... It brings back a lot of memories from when I started playing, but to do it all over again with the advances that they have made, it's not really worth it.
It's slow. It's super slow. Streaming it is difficult. Maybe playing it by myself or whatever, or like just offline would be fun, but it's just like monotonous. That's the problem.
Wendy
just had enough of this shit. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
That was fucking hilarious. Hey.
That's Wendy.
She's evolving into something. I don't know.
Trying to start the car.
Shut the fuck up.
I feel like all of the rage he experiences in his normal life, day to day, it's just like Trek's on the call. It's time. I must release. If you pull off a win against Kamala, really? Fucking diabetes beat Kamala into fucking a chair.
Oh my god.
She's starting to sing and cry at the same time. Like Lex Luger. Oh my god. I can't believe anybody I never saw anything in this guy. Look at him right now. Look at him. If he wins the championship, he should wear it on the fucking forehead. I get you, D-Moon. Rub a moonstone on her. At Halloween Havoc. Forehead versus forehead match. You know, I look at Lex Luger, and when he gets angry, it feels like it's so forced. Because I don't think he's actually like an angry person. So him yelling, just I don't know. His face doesn't emote. He could be a serial killer. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just hope he looks like he wants to say words, but words come out of his mouth. But he looks.
No matter what he says, I feel like he's selling me insurance.
And I don't
that
want
makes
insurance.
sense.
I don't ever want to buy insurance from a guy like that.
I just feel like he's got the face of an insurance salesman, or like a guy that's about to sell you a shitty car.
Right. Look at this fucking guy.
This fucking penguin.
Chris fucking Benoit.
Oh God, yes. Do you guys have Bowflexes in this arena?
This is his like initial contract in WCW. He was huge in New Japan at the time.
He's like, I'll sign the contract as long as you pro bono me with a fucking Bowflex. I got plans. Oh God, yes. This guy is such a clown. Handmade Italian silk. He looks like he's literally taking dick every day of his life. Oh God. -2.
I will be right back, guys.
Okay.
He's gonna get his ass kicked. Is this a running gimmick for him?
Pretty
Gets
much.
his ass kicked when he comes in, dances, and gets beat up.
I think it is.
Yeah, boss man. He's Brock Lesnar. Fucking clown. Why didn't he beat his ass? Just comes up and fucking dances like a fucking lesbian at a rave. The amount of times I played as Disco Inferno on WCW Revenge now, it's just, it's the Legion of Doom. One of them died, right?
Yeah, that's the one who died, Hawk.
The more you know.
Laid down one day and never woke up.
Oh, a lot of people die.
Mm-hmm.
Why is stole the kid's hat and put it on his fucking uniform? God, who does he look like? It's killing me.
Yeah, Nick Patrick, hey, let me help you out with that.
Fucking Big Bossman's about to serve up a couple whiskeys. Looks like a bartender from the fucking 1960s. Hulk Hogan Multiple time broken necks. You know what? I was never. The thing is, I was not part of this era. Like, I respect Legion of Doom and everything, but I was never a huge proponent for them, and neither the Boss Man. The Boss Man I remember was the jobber Boss Man that WWE had when he had that fucking thing on him. The vest.
And a nightstick.
Dory, I'm going to say we're starting at -2. So far, it has not been good. We didn't even get the dog.
No, it has been. It has. Sorry, guys. I had to take a step away. Wendy is having her moments.
And Bossman kind of reminds me of Baron Corbin.
But yes. But I don't mind Big Boss Man. He can work.
He's actually much better than I remember.
Yeah.
Not his handmade Italian silk.
He's really not bad. So I mean,
the thing is, I only saw him in his jobber persona in WWE, where he wasn't really a jobber, but he was like at the end of his run, so he was kind of talent enhancement.
Mm-hmm.
Dare you, Dory? It's all good. Don't worry, we're just watching the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Another match that literally ended in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Ooh. This is not looking good for WCW.
What?
This event has been terrible.
It has. Yes.
It's been 3-minute matches.
Yeah.
It's about the cage match, right? The cage match is probably going to be pretty good.
I do believe that's what it is about.
But I feel like what I'm seeing is them showcasing talent, but also not allowing them to go because they don't want anything to overshadow the main event.
Which is happening right now. No, they don't want anything to overshadow this nor the main event. And here he comes all dressed in black because Hulkamania is dead.
Mm-hmm. But this is the thing, this is the one thing I kind of liked. When you're turning your character heel, you go all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for instance, you look at Bayley now. She's turning heel. It's a slow turn, but it's like, yeah, she came out in black, I think, or darker colors last time I saw her, but she still has her Bayley buddies and stuff. It could work with somebody that could pull off what she's trying to pull off, but she just can't pull it off.
But he ain't turning heel yet. It's ways away. Yeah.
I guess it's he's in mourning of his mustache.
He's in mourning of essentially.
Looks like
was this guy still alive? And broke his neck last week again.
Without the mustache, he looks like Superstar Billy Graham.
I don't want to hear a word. He has no upper lip. I wish me and Gene would just be like, I'm right beside you. You don't have to yell, man.
Right?
It's pleather, Dory. Pleather. We'll have that nesting giant.
I know, right?
Yeah, I think he needs another cross. Guy. Who gave him a black neck brace?
Fucking Hulk Hogan.
He's like, it's got to work with my attire. For Hulkamania grow. It sounds like a form of steroids.
Look at Gene Oakland. He's like, dude, you're missing your mustache. Look at him like you're missing your mustache, dude. You
Wait,
look
who the
kind of
fuck are you
fucking
again?
funny.
I know, he's got no upper lip. I know all about Detroit. Stand there too long, you're gonna die.
I know all about Detroit too.
When they shaved his mustache, is that what he's actually like saying right now?
Do what?
Is he saying that them shaving his mustache is the same as putting graffiti on the Washington Monument?
I'm not sure. Oh, here comes Hulk
God,
Hogan.
I thought it was
Look at this
fucking
shit. Here comes
Big Papa Pump.
What the fuck is the fucking po-po or fucking? They had a police officer running right next to the fucking
Monster truck.
Look at Kevin Sullivan.
Wearing a raincoat.
He's so great. The picture he took, you know, all the photos of them standing, he's fucking.
The eyes are looking up, fucking Undertaker.
Oh, here goes Hulk Hogan.
It's Hulk Hogan versus a monster truck filled with wrestlers. I hope he just jumps off the fucking concrete structure above them with the leg drop. It's going to take him at least 15 minutes to walk back there.
Oh my. Thank you, Mean Gene. Machine versus Machine.
Machine.
Why does Hulk
he
Hogan
so
look
small?
bigger than the Giant?
It's Hulk Hogan. We're going to make him look small.
From Detroit.
Nope. Fireworks.
Here comes the main event.
It's happening, brother. Kane versus nobody.
It's this is Ric Flair versus Arn Anderson.
I know, but they had the Kane pyro.
Yep.
This match is going to be less than 10 minutes.
That's unfortunate.
I agree.
What were the rules with the cage match then? Were they escape only, or was it through the door? Because they have the door.
I think that this one was not escape. Not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I know that back in we'll see if they chain off the door because neither Arn Anderson. There
Yes, yes. Okay, +1.
Arn Anderson.
Dog's fucking amazing. What? He's like, we gotta take the dog. It's animal control.
We gotta take the dog because.
What if the dog has to shit or piss? Like,
I look at the dog. I think the dog does have to shit.
I think the dog is actually dead. Look at him. He fucking looks great.
It's like he looks like he wants to bite bitch off.
Yeah, I think it is dead.
No, he's the best. That dog is fucking great.
I like how Heenan calls him the 8-pound tarantula.
Wait, what?
He's 8 pounds of greatness, okay? That's also what I call my dick.
Heenan called the dog an 8-pound tarantula every time he saw it.
He did.
I don't want to see 8-pound tarantula. Fuck that shit. Hell no.
Bob,
That's what I call my dick,
That's
Bob.
what Bobby Heenan called the dog.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
sorry. It's been one of those days.
No, I know.
Ric Flair. All he's walking down to the ring saying, "Pay me, pay me, pay me."
Arn Anderson's already in the ring.
He didn't even get an entrance. So he's like, we got time constraints.
Got the jobber entrance.
Hulk Hogan went on for way too long.
Hulk Hogan's still trying to run up there before we end the show.
This match is literally going to be like 6 minutes long. At the dog pound.
Oh, this is just
Ric
going to
Flair
be an
moves.
all-out brawl. So I think this match might stay in the ring, but I don't know.
Well, if it leaves, there's a winner, right?
I think so. I'm not sure. They didn't specify.
Guess we'll find out.
And this was the good thing about WCW when it comes to their gimmick matches. They didn't specify what a finish was.
It's also the bad thing for a lot of things they do because, like,
right.
there's no actual rules.
I mean, there was rules. I mean, WWE tries to cover it up with it could be a pinfall, a submission, or escape the cage. That's the way their cage matches go anymore.
It's a small cage.
Yeah, it is. I was just going to say.
Look at it. The fucker's been... It's probably one that they've used for fucking years because look at how torn and tattered it is.
It's separated to make room for the ring posts. So
yeah.
It's kind of like falling in on itself.
Right.
Yeah.
But it looks torn and tattered, though, if you look at it.
Probably the only one.
It has that old school feel to it. Does that make sense?
I like it, though.
I do, too. Whereas WWE's got to have their fucking cage 20 feet high so that they can do the fucking high spots on it.
It has to be 20 feet high and it has to have a walking platform on the top.
Right.
Man, if that cage could freaking talk.
If these walls could talk. Wasn't that a movie that I also masturbated to?
It might have been. May have been.
You masturbate to everything.
No, just romantic comedies.
Yes, and there's a reason why it's on Wednesdays, because I felt like putting it on fucking Wednesdays, motherfucker.
He was in a feeling.
No, look, tomorrow night we're doing This Week in Wrestling, and if you've noticed, this is usually when we record. I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes view.
Actually, usually this is actually put up on Wednesdays. It was only on Thursdays that one time, I think.
That's right. It is usually on Wednesdays. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to blow up. So you're wrong, motherfucker. No, you're good, man. But anyway, This Week in Wrestling, we're doing This Week in Wrestling on Thursday because I will be out of town on Friday. So please check that out on this channel tomorrow. So I'm going to wait to do all the fucking shout outs and shit after this show because then we have to do a little transition to Raw.
Is Ric Flair going to bleed? I don't think so. Even though he should, I don't think he will.
Turner was usually pretty strict about not bleeding, so I don't think he will.
TNT at the time? No. He bled. I've seen him bleed on TNT. I don't know if he bleeds here. I don't know if he bleeds here, but because it doesn't call for blood though.
You know what? Yeah. This is the fastest match that they've worked. Look, Flying Brian trying to get up in this bitch.
Flying Brian just flew back out the cage.
Well, you
Right ahead of us.
Future?
Fucker. We're in the past. Not the future.
Well, I'm sorry my DeLorean got stuck.
I'm going to go back in the past and have sex with my whole family.
Oh, that's just...
To be a contender. I remember that.
If what
Damn.
gets... If
What?
Dory says if it gets bad, just bleach your eyes. So Arn Anderson wins.
But like with what? I don't even realize what happened.
Me neither. I was
They
looking
said
down.
brass knuckles. He's got brass knuckles.
Oh, that'll
Yeah.
do.
But isn't a cage match like technically no DQ?
It is. It is. It is.
I just feel like better when I know what the rules are than if you just make them up as you go.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I think essentially, I don't know. We'll see. It is no DQ, so I don't know why.
It's just more clever, I guess, in my mind when they use the rules to their advantage. If you don't like solidify rules, then just come in with the fucking gun and kill everybody.
Right? It's a last man standing match.
Ooh, that was what the fuck?
Here goes Ric Flair. He's gonna lose his shit.
He broke his headset. Look at this motherfucker. More drugs! I need drugs! Fucking guy.
That man needs psychiatric help. Bishop
I tell you.
is broke.
I love how he's just like super happy to say this. Hulk Hogan? Man, stop touching your throat. It's just bad imagery for me.
Look at him go ring my face. Like, you shut the fuck up.
Shut up over there. Like, where's your dog? Probably dead.
They had to get the dog out of there because Ric Flair came over.
I know.
Ric Flair
Fucking dog.
just scared the shit out of the dog.
He would have picked up that dog and elbow dropped it.
Fucking start eating its ass. Like, fuck, I don't know what the guy's gonna do.
He would have started fucking Ric Flair, man. He's just, I don't know.
Just
He's Ric Flair.
constantly cracked out.
He was actually on SmackDown last night.
I feel like you put it down where it shouldn't have been.
What's that?
He was actually on Smack.
No, he was on SmackDown last night. I was just gonna say.
But why and how? Isn't he suing the company?
No,
He was,
apparently not. I don't know what's going on.
I guess it was dropped because they paid him, and they're like, "But show up."
Yeah.
So they're not even gonna focus on what Hulk Hogan just said he was gonna fight a fucking monster truck. What happened with that?
I don't know. Diamond Dallas Page is taking on Johnny B. Bad. Chris Benoit versus Eddie Guerrero.
They both look like they're part of a boy band staring
Meg
off into the
versus
infinity.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Can't wait for that shit.
Eddie
Oh,
Guerrero, Chris Benoit, that'd be good. But they'll probably go to commercial break.
I think WWE's gonna win again this week.
Well, there's
Yeah.
no way this is winning. I'm telling you right now. This was probably, I think, the worst
It was
WCW
bad.
show
It
I've
was
seen
bad.
today.
I mean, you can't get any worse. I mean, well, they can. They do. They do get
Well,
worse.
Oh God, I
But-
can't not wait.
I will say this: at least they're building two storylines. They're I shouldn't say building. They're advancing their storylines. It's the only thing that they're doing right so far, but they're doing so much wrong. They put too much, like Basement said, they're putting too much emphasis on Hulk Hogan and not enough emphasis on like the main event.
Well,
Who gives Ric Flair and Arn Anderson 10 minutes in a cage?
yeah, it wasn't even. I don't even think the match went 10 minutes.
But you know what I mean. I mean, they had
Yeah,
they had
it
12
just
minutes left
doesn't
in-
make any sense.
Yeah,
None of the matches. Like the thing is, they could have easily eliminated at least one of the matches,
Yeah,
and given that time to the main event,
and I would have
and still
eliminated.
pulled off the Hogan bullshit they
Right, I
wanted to
would
do.
Yeah.
I would have eliminated the Sabu match for sure.
Didn't need to happen. You're not really
he
building anybody.
can't not do hardcore. If you watched his match, he wrestled, and he can't. He cannot wrestle.
This whole Nitro felt like they tried to fit too much into one show, and it just didn't work out because of time constraints. They made it work, but it
Right.
just didn't overall. They had what, 4 matches, and none of them actually got time to shine, and
Yeah.
3 of them shouldn't have even happened.
Right.
The most entertaining thing was Disco Inferno.
No, the entertaining thing was Ric Flair.
at the end being fucking coked out of his mind.
Oh yeah, that.
I'll face you two at the same time. Give me that dog. I'm gonna fuck myself.
Where's that dog?
Fucking guy was insane. All right. I'm queued up, but I'm gonna wait for you guys to. I will be right back. I'm just gonna go to the washroom quickly.
Okay,
I'll be right
problem.
back.
I'm going to shout out a few things. So,
I'll be right back.
Okay, God damn it. So, don't forget, usually on Wednesdays, this show is recorded. We thought we'd go live with it to see how it went. We will probably going back to recording. Can't go live every week with this, but we'll go back to recording this show. Please check it out. We started from the beginning of Monday Nitro up to now, so we're about a month. We're about just a little over a month into their shows. We're gonna do every pay-per-view for this, and we're gonna do this up until the end of Nitro. We'll continue doing other stuff, but this is going to be a long, slow process. So bear with us. There's going to be content. We'll be talking about what we saw, what we see, as we have been doing. Don't forget that usually on Thursdays, is it, Heather?
Yes.
Debuts?
No, it usually debuts on Wednesday. Thursdays.
No, I'm talking about other shows.
Telltale Games is on Thursday. Yes.
Telltale Games is on Thursdays, and that's where Basement, Gina, Bobbitt, and Trek play Telltale Games. It's pretty fun. I have to work. I can't stay up too long after that. So they do that. Tomorrow night we will do This Week in Wrestling. It will be. We can't do it Friday, but we'll do it. We'll talk about the pay-per-view this past week. We're going to talk about Bray Wyatt. We're going to talk about it, and I don't want to. Fuck him. I hate to say that because I think they probably could have done something with it, but I said it from the beginning. I was right. I know they're going to fuck him up. We'll talk about that and a little bit of other stuff that's been going on in the world of wrestling. We'll talk about the Sasha Banks thing. Again, it's still a fucking thing. We'll also. What else do we have, Heather, on the show? Basement and Heather do a World of Warcraft thing. I don't know when that'll be going live, and random gaming streams as well. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get with Gina and I'm gonna talk to her about doing something with New Japan, and maybe doing like reviews of shows. But we'll see. Other than that, don't forget to check out everybody else's channel, my channel. We're going to do live reactions Mondays and Tuesdays to Raw and SmackDown. Did not do a live reaction to NXT. I actually enjoyed the show. I loved the opening. I did not watch the second hour. I was doing a show, so I really didn't catch the second hour. That's pretty much about it. But check out the content. There's more than just wrestling content here. We are going to be hopefully doing a show sooner or later on just us bullshitting and doing debating stuff. I don't know when that's going to start, but I'm sure that's going to be coming up. I don't think I'm missing anything. Am I missing anything, anybody?
Not that I know.
Okay.
No.
All right. And I know Bobbit and Trek are supposed to be doing something with video games or movies or whatever the fuck they're doing.
Oh yeah, and we're adding a new person, Canadian Basement.
Hey, but when are you doing that?
October, bitch.
I don't.
October, homie.
Fucking yell at me. But anyway,
Motherfucker.
all right. So I shouted everything out. I don't know if I missed anything. Thursdays is Telltale, random gaming streams. You might catch. We might be doing something with Madden here soon. We got to figure out how we're going to do that. And we do. If you want to join, let us know. We just have to add you on PS. You seen me in Basement. If you go back, there's a stream of me in Basement. We were both drunk playing fucking Madden. It's funny.
I've been training, man. I've been training.
Yeah, okay, so have I.
Well, I mean, you're addicted. So
I've gotten really good.
I've gotten really better than bad.
That's not true. Your skills talking shit again. So what do you got? Really what?
Better than bad.
So you're.
Which is garbage.
I'm still like I'm a D plus.
Well, what about a C, C minus, C,
Yeah.
C plus? I'm
I'll beat your ass.
Whatever. Anyway,
I'm an A.
You shut
A
the fuck
plus
up.
plus.
Yeah, shut.
What?
No, you think.
I am you motherfucker.
No.
You motherfucker.
Everybody ready? Is everybody ready to
I'm
go
ready.
on Raw? So remember
I'm
what
ready.
happened?
I think Trek's taking that shit.
Oh Christ! Are you ready, Trek?
He's wrestling as Zack
I
Sabre
gotta
Jr.
go
right
jerk
now.
off.
He's wrestling as
You need
Zack
to go
Sabre
jerk off.
Jr.
He's in the Paradise Lock.
He's never getting out.
He's never coming back. It's all that pizza.
Either that or he's fucking his pizza.
Just jerking off and taking a shit at the same time, which I think is actually
really?
physically impossible.
Are you back? Ready?
Yeah, I'm back now.
All right.
Yep.
Motherfucker. What'd you have to do? What'd you have to do? Go drop the Browns off the pool or the Lions? Took you a while. That's why I'm asking. Anyway.
I had to go take a piss.
God damn, you guys take a long time to pee. Anyway.
I was here for a while listening to you just talk.
I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Bobbit and fucking Trek. Both of them take like an hour to pee. Anyway.
I'm just pissing my pants.
I could. I don't care. I'd take it though. Anyway, so we're going to start Raw in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, it's a
God.
cumbric.
Cum cube.
Kumquats.
It's revolutionary, and it's made of jism. God, it's a harvest moon.
Now, if everybody looks at this opening, this is what The Rock used as his entrance. And it's
I was
also what
thinking-
DX used.
That's
for
what I was
their-
thinking.
And
I've
part of
seen
it
both
was
of them
show.
before in several
Yeah,
different.
The Miz uses this now. The Miz
Yep.
uses the
He didn't,
helicopter.
I don't think he uses it anymore.
No,
Now
he
he just says,
uses the
"Awesome."
helicopter when he first comes out. Like you remember when The Rock was doing when he
Yeah, when he was
When-
like
when-
Mr.
yeah,
Hollywood or
that's-
whatever they wanted to do.
yes, that's the entrance that they use for the Miz.
I remember that, yeah. But they had like somehow they upped how good it looked.
Yeah,
I don't understand
they
really
sharpened
how
up
they
the
upscaled it,
graphics.
but whatever.
they're having a battle royal in the ring.
Bret Hart is like, better be 30 minutes or I can't shine.
Jesus, I hope he's not on this show because half the show will be fucking Bret Hart.
There's already people in the ring.
Well, they're starting with Yokozuna. He's gonna rest hold for about 45 fucking minutes. So this will be the old Jim Cornette. I fucking love Jim. Jim Cornette's.
Motherfucker.
On Hart.
Motherfucker.
Double cheese, double onions, motherfucker.
Trek, just stop.
Yeah, that was creepy.
I think right now everybody in the ring is dead except for Jim Cornette
Yeah, pretty much.
and the referee.
Yeah.
No, isn't there?
Earl
that's
Hebner?
Earl Hebner. Earl Hebner's not dead, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Here comes the
God.
Undertaker. Wouldn't that be shits if Goldberg came out?
Goldberg's beating,
Goldberg was getting
fucking
killed by
having
a
sex with a locker somewhere.
Goldberg was supposed to come out in this match, but it took him forever to enter the ring, so they waited until 2009.
His entrance started, he hit the locker, and he walked all the way to Saskatchewan. Big Daddy Cool. Why is this happening, by the way? I like.
This is just stemmed from WrestleMania still.
Yes.
Oh, what? It's
Undertaker's-
October.
The Undertaker is feuding with... No, he's feuding with all of them.
Everybody, including Earl Hebner.
This faction, yes. He's feuding with this faction.
Meaning Owen
I bet
Hart,
you-
British Bulldog, and Yokozuna.
I bet you any money Shawn Michaels was high as fuck when he went to these things.
Of course he was. Look at him.
He's like, man, it's been a while since they could hit, but all these African kids, I'm here for them.
But what's funny is... he
It's
never
probably
got
just
put
hot
to
there.
this.
He might
was
not actually be
suspended for
fucked up.
steroids.
He might not actually be fucked up. You know, he looks kind of broken up in his ways. And I don't think he's that good an actor, so.
He can cut a promo, but he's not a very good actor.
No.
He's good at the cheesy shit.
Yeah, he's good at the gimmick stuff, but. He looks like he's boiling in his suit, though.
Oh, no. This is a six-man tag match. That's what this is.
New
Because
Japan.
Last week they were ganging up on the Undertaker, and Diesel and Shawn.
That's right. I think you're lying, but that's right. I think that was. I think that was 2 weeks ago. I don't think that because I didn't see that at the end of the show. I remember I scrolled through everything. Yeah. Man, just kidding.
Don't you dare be sour.
Doing this anime pants over.
JP, start making some pancakes.
No. Here comes Kevin Nash. Oops, Big Daddy Cool Diesel.
You're ruining my immersion, JB. God. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
We all talk about how they flip-flopped the Big Show from heel to face, from heel to face. They did more flip-flopping with Shawn Michaels. Like, Shawn Michaels was a heel for about 8 months, and then he turned heel. Then he turned face. Then he turned heel. Then he turned face. Then he turned heel. Then he turned face. He'll like turn like 6 times. Watch.
I guess it's just because like it happened throughout his whole WWE career with
Right.
Big Show, where it was like,
Even Shawn Michaels, he started as a heel in his singles run.
Yes. But what I'm saying is I mean, and we all talk about how Big Show was turned heel and then turned face. They did the same thing with Shawn Michaels.
but Shawn Michaels was more of a guy that was like, even if he was heel or face, he wasn't 100% one or the other. Where
He
Big
was-
Show kind of was.
He was an arrogant prick.
Yeah, but even as his face run, he was kind of that way too.
True. Even when he found God, he was babyface. Once he went babyface, they couldn't turn him heel again. There's just no way they could. And now, can't do it.
Well, one of his eyes went heel.
Yeah. Got a wandering eye.
I hate every time they put Owen Hart into the buckle.
Yes.
Earl Hebner just went, oh, fuck it.
He's like, fuck it, I'm not gonna count.
Okay, this team is obviously unfair.
What the hell happened here? Jim Cornette's asking, what the hell happened? Well, if you were paying attention to what was going on in the ring, Jim Cornette, you would have seen what the hell happened.
What?
Fucking
Did he just
Yokozuna.
walk into her?
Walked right
What?
into
The fuck?
I think it was only a year or two later that he had his heart attack.
Well, he didn't have a
Not
heart
a heart
attack.
attack, he had problems with pneumonia.
He had that embolism. That's what killed him, I think. I think that's what killed him.
Which stemmed from complications of pneumonia.
Yes.
What? What the fuck?
What?
He chokeslammed him up onto the rope so he can get back in the ring?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I'll walk back into the post here.
That was so... This is a problem I have with big men in the ring.
Yeah,
Two big men is just so slow.
it is. And though Undertaker was very agile for a big guy, he's still a big guy.
I mean, Kevin Nash is pretty agile for a big man, but
Oh,
even
yeah,
their
odd.
match, it was just so slow, and I just, nah.
Like, this is why I will probably only say like the perfect weight for a wrestler is 230 to 250.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can kind of just do it all.
You can also get away with 250 depending on the build.
That's what he said. 230 to 250.
Kevin Nash was agile as fuck. And then he tripped over Booker T.
Well, Kevin Nash is not like that athletic.
No. Well, yeah, he was.
In his younger days.
In his younger
I'm
days.
just gonna say, like, mobility wise, he was never super mobile. Oh god, Bray Wyatt. It's the
You
Fiend!
don't have to say it.
What's that?
You don't have to mention his name at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
It's not fucking Bray Wyatt.
I know. It was Bray Wyatt before Bray Wyatt was Bray Wyatt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't Bray Wyatt, like, start with, like, that fucking Hawaiian shirt shit?
Yes.
He basically personified him, yes.
I'm going to say this. This guy right now is what they wanted Bray Wyatt to be.
Yeah, they're nostalgia driven. They're like, if this is where you come from, at least prove us to be, at least prove yourself to be as good as your father or whatever. They usually follow, like, Charlotte Flair, Ric Flair. Anybody that's like a second generation, third generation, that kind of follows suit until they can branch away.
Right.
Owen Hart always reminded me of Owen Wilson.
Hence
The
why
actor.
it was Owen Hart. I don't know if that's right. Woo! He said that. Poor Owen Hart always got pigeonholed into these fucking. Whatever.
Look at Paul Bearer. It's fucking
Shawn
amazing.
Michaels having problems with his back. Right out of his head. Right out of his head, motherfucker.
This match needs more Fiend.
You know what the funny thing is they're chanting USA, and Jim
Man,
Cornette is mad about it.
And not to mention the fact that two of the members of that team were actually born in the USA.
Yep.
Who?
Owen Hart and
Owen Hart. No, Owen Hart was born in Canada.
Yokozuna.
Yokozuna.
And none of that team is
Yokozuna,
from
I
USA.
think. Well, he was born in California.
Yeah.
But I get what. But the thing is, they're chanting USA, and Jim Cornette is upset about that.
Oh God,
And now
it's
he's
Chris
on
Benoit
the
2.0.
Here comes Shane,
Doesn't he look like Chris
And
Benoit?
Douglas.
or as you would like to call Dean Douglas. I don't know who he's starting a feud with here. I don't know if it's Shawn
I think it's Shawn
Michaels
Michaels.
or if it is. I know it's not Kevin Nash because he never got anywhere near the WWF title, and I don't think it was The Undertaker. So I think it's Shawn Michaels.
I think so too, yeah.
Looks like Shawn Michaels is humping Owen Hart's elbow.
Look at the difference
He's
between
twerking.
how Earl Hebner refs and how refs these days just do. It's like, yeah, he's kicking him and everything, which is fun, but like he's so out of the action. He's not reacting to everything and going fucking buck wild.
Right. He's a veteran referee, and I loved Earl Hebner.
I did too. I just like I don't like nowadays where the ref is kind of like part of the action.
Mm-hmm.
They're
You
too
mean-
animated.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
takes away from the
she's
rest
in
of it.
AEW.
Oh God, we can't even speak of that. That was the worst. I'd fire her right on the spot if it was me.
Everybody
But they-
seemed to like that.
The
They
day
said-
after that,
In fact, Jericho requested
she
her.
said, I got the best praise of anyone in the match. Like, bullshit.
They
You're not
liked-
in the match.
They
You're
were- they-
officiating the match.
They said this is what some of the people said. It added to the match.
It took away from the match horribly. She's not part of the match. The whole idea, it's like watching a fucking basketball game being like the best part of the game was the refs.
Yep.
Nobody should ever say that.
No, you are correct.
The ref is there to officiate, not to be a fucking
Spectacle.
I'm going to
part of
blame
the actual
I'm
match.
going to blame WWE for that. And simple fact is why is because they made the refs part of. They did. They have
started
done
to
it.
do it a lot more when they got involved. But
Yes.
for a long time, even when the refs got involved in the match, it wasn't like they had a personality. They were just ref A, B, C, D.
Yeah.
They got hit, they fall down, they stay down forever.
And actually, Ric Flair was at fault for that, creating Little H.
Well, that was in WCW.
But even Little Nate is not like. She was terrible in that match. That AEW referee was the worst.
Yeah.
And if she's getting praised and we're gonna see more of that, then I'm not gonna watch because I can't watch a wrestling thing where I'm paying attention to the referee most of the time.
Right.
Well, Basement, Jericho requested her, so we're going to see her in the main event yet again.
And stay. She can not be the focal point. I'm okay with it.
That actually that killed that match for me, and I don't understand people that think the other way.
Me neither.
Because a referee should never be front and center for a wrestling match.
Nope.
She shouldn't be reacting to the match. She shouldn't be fucking any part of the match.
I agree.
Except
and I
for
do
counting
see some
and
refs doing that these days, and I don't know why they do it.
If you want to be a part of the match, become a wrestler. Don't be a referee.
Right. No, I'm with you.
Girl having her slide. Nobody did
Well,
it better.
this has already been much better than Nitro.
Yep.
Yeah,
This is a good match. I mean, look at the competitors.
Yep. And this is how they start the event.
It's not a one-on-one match.
They're smart. They're using Shawn Michaels as the workhorse in the match, and Owen Hart and guys that can actually go. And like Yokozuna, we saw for the first minute, and then he was gone.
See, this is, at least with WWE when they went to a commercial. If you notice that, they go back to this is what you missed when he started doing that. He missed it. So I like how they do that. I wish they would do that more often than.
I agree. That's probably the best way to take a commercial break.
Like
instead of being like rest hold, you didn't miss anything because the live audience wants to kill themselves.
Right. So the NXT tonight, at least that first commercial break didn't last 10 fucking minutes.
And the thing is too, like when the commercial break happened, they came back to a big spot.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Tower of Doom or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Okay, I didn't see that part because.
Well, no, when they came back, they had the two people trying to do a superplex, and then Candice LeRae got under for the power bomb.
Oh.
Like they came back to a big spot, so it's not like you don't care too much about what you missed. I did not expect that to happen.
I did. It advances the storyline.
I don't even know what the storyline is anymore.
This is now the third person to come out to ringside.
Well, okay, so here's who this is the Undertaker is going to be in a feud with Mabel, and I think I'm not sure.
Shawn Michaels and fucking Diesel were in a feud with the tag team champions because
they were.
But it seems like Diesel's in a feud with fucking British Bulldog.
And I think that's what it becomes, but I'm not sure. Oh, and there's Dean Douglas.
Now, there's multiple feuds going on. I think this is like to have Shawn Michaels get into a feud with Shane Douglas and to have Diesel get into a feud with British Bulldog and have the tag team champions kind of exit the picture and fight other tag teams. It seems.
Oh,
she's slapping him. The fucking girl in the stands just slapped him.
I know. See, freaking people get too involved, and this back in the 80s, they did. They literally did not like that shit. And you got to remember, Shawn Michaels is huge right now. Like Shawn
I remember
Michaels,
watching a documentary where they said they like threw piss on them.
Yeah,
they threw piss on them. Fucking Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette had a knife pulled on him. Jim Cornette. People were giving him death threats
as they were leaving the arena.
Oh yeah. They had to have their bags in the car that they were in, and they had to have the car right next to the door so that they could get the fuck out of there. Mm-hmm. It was that bad back then. But it worked. It got them so much heat.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have to have like the crazies there because the crazies actually like give you the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
This is why like pandering to a casual audience is killing the company.
Right.
See, I understand those kind of crazies. I don't understand the people in the audience that want to grab the women's wrestlers' asses?
Oh, I honestly, I'm like so beyond that now because I saw that everybody was up and I think it was the Scarlet Bordeaux or one of the wrestlers in Mexico.
Mhm.
That was not that bad, man. So I just saw a woman slap a guy in the face. That guy hugged her from the waist, and
Yeah.
people were like, "Oh, he's trying to rape her." I swear, it's like what? What?
I-
Paintbrushed
Did you
him.
see the guy that tried to grab Sasha's ass as Becky threw her over the
Oh, he
railing?
was trying to touch her. I
Yeah.
don't know if
He
he's
was just trying to
grab
touch her. He
Yeah.
touched her a couple times.
But he did.
This is like the world now. Everything's blown out of proportion to some ridiculousness.
Yeah, I mean, I can just all I can say is touching the wrestlers is not necessarily a good thing.
I have no need to touch a wrestler,
No, me
but
neither.
it does happen. I've seen it for years. It's happened since now. Since then, since fucking wrestling became as big as it became.
Yeah.
By the way, the spot with Mabel and the Undertaker, I'm pretty sure that's where the orbital bone got broken.
For Undertaker, or
Yeah, Mabel dropped his leg on him. He was dangerous to work with back then. He was not.
I don't know because
No, Mabel did a splash. Yokozuna dropped the leg.
yeah.
He dropped
and
a couple
I
legs.
think like Mabel,
His
like
eyes are purple.
if Mabel was dangerous to work with, he wouldn't have had the career he ended up having. Like they kept him around for a pretty long time, and then he was not really like super
Are
popular.
we gonna get a feud between these two? No. I'm trying to think. Because at this, what is it, WrestleMania? Which one's coming up? WrestleMania 11? WrestleMania 12? WrestleMania 11, right?
We just had 11.
So Undertaker takes on Diesel at WrestleMania 11.
Spoilers.
Mm-mm. Okay, yeah. So WrestleMania 12. The following year at WrestleMania 13, because I don't remember. I know WrestleMania 11 they had WrestleMania 12. Yeah, WrestleMania 12 it was Undertaker versus Diesel.
Yep. Because they had the logo on the mat when he tombstoned him.
Because I know they already did the Undertaker versus Undertaker.
Yeah.
So he beyond the orbital bone break already. We're past that.
I think we are.
Yeah, we are. I think we are. Because he was wearing that opera mask. Phantom of the Opera mask. And it was a protective mask. So that he didn't get his orbital bone. That's why he was wearing that mask. And that happened at SummerSlam, if I remember correctly. That match did.
Yeah, but they're doing the exact same thing that WCW did and having like a decent portion of the actual show being devoted to a replay.
God damn, Bret Hart is really hitting Glenn Jacobs. What?
It was the '95 Survivor Series when he had the Phantom of the Opera mask. So it's coming up.
Okay. Well, I know it's not because I don't remember. You gotta remember, I was employed at the time.
I just remember because I was watching on that Wrestling with.
I don't think that this where this happened though. I think it happens later.
Why are we watching the whole SummerSlam match?
Because we got to get 30 minutes of Bret Hart. Come on, basement.
Fucking hell, man.
They're trying to tell the story of why fucking Jerry the King Lawler has a problem with Bret Hart. I think.
This is after the Kiss My Butt match.
Oh my god, just end this.
Yeah,
fucking
just
shit.
like seriously, man. Fucking hell.
Why? Like I said, you have to get 30 minutes of fucking Bret Hart.
This is a lot of fucking recap. It's basically a whole match.
And here we go.
Holy fuck, man! They
Yeah.
are literally showing SummerSlam for the whole middle of
Yeah.
Raw. Okay, so the first match was good, and they were starting at a solid 6.5. I'm putting them down now.
It is me.
They're going down to a 4.5 for having Raw be part SummerSlam that happened months ago. So do you think like in the stadium they're doing like just a dark match while this shit's going on?
Probably. They have to be doing something.
Holy fucking hell.
I was bored by this match the first time. I'm still bored.
It looks like he has a fucking reverse mohawk going on.
He does have a reverse mohawk going on.
Party everywhere.
I have tremendous respect for Glenn Jacobs, but there's a point where that goes. Even when
Even Wendy's like, fuck this shit. It's gone on too long.
he's like, fuck, we can rent it on WWE Network, get this crap off of here.
Holy fuck, man.
Nitro from tonight is slowly creeping up on Raw.
I know. I will be back when this match is ended. That's already taken place.
After these messages, we'll be right back. It's not even a 3-hour Raw.
This is fucking ridiculous. Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
Did you call him Bret Hartburn?
I mean, I've always said I was never a fan of Bret Hart, and this is the reason why. Because he wasn't like I don't feel some inclination to fucking love the guy because he's Canadian. He just was never like. It's gonna sound bad. He was never really that as good as he was marketed as. They're killing him, apparently. They're hanging him. They're trying to kill him, I think. I don't know.
They're trying to kill the audience.
Well, they've succeeded in doing such things.
Well, he succeeded.
is fucking bullshit. Oh my god. I'm back at 0. We're back at 0. Because all the kudos from the first match was killed by, we're going to take a break from this week's programming to show you something that happened, well, a long time ago, and then show you all of it. All right, so we're going to start at this. Chris Candido and Sonny. And Jesus Christ. He's just like fucking, what was that show? In Living Color?
Yeah. But to me, the difference, he got the match off our TV, thank goodness.
Oh, this guy was wheeled in a hospital bed. That's fucking incredible. That is incredible. Now, what's Mabel doing? It's satellites. Didn't we just get past, like, In Your House? Isn't that the same fucking thing? That was a brutal fucking Razor's Edge. Ass is eating everything going on. Yep. It's pretty much all French Canadian. Meanwhile, Sonny's on the outside with fucking G-string shoved up her ass crack.
Sonny's looking for Shawn Michaels. I know, I'm just teasing.
No. He's already Rikishi. She looks like one of those like late night ads for, do you want to work out? Here's the Stairmaster.
She actually matches for 2 more.
No. Why is this match even happening?
Yeah. Oh, match is good.
I don't mind the match happening. I just thought after watching 18 hours of Bret Hart, I thought this was the final match, but it's not. I can literally see Chris Candido's testicles. Yep. No, I think this is just like giving Candido and Sonny like a push, I could literally see his fucking ball sack, man. I'm sorry, but this match is over for me. Like, I'd be pissed off in the crowd if I just basically saw a dark match and this is the match they followed with. Because I'm pissed off just seeing a match that already happened in almost entirety. Look at the speed. Slap a bitch. Look at. Maybe that'll work. His legs.
Yeah.
What in the fuck was that? This is the same thing they do nowadays. Raw earlier tonight, in case you forgot. This is a 45-minute show. Now we understand why they do it 10,000 times on a
They got
3-hour
amnesia
show.
for the Bret Hart match. They got amnesia for to watch the Bret Hart match.
No, but this is just like I've complained so much about WWE being like, and if you forgot what happened 10 minutes ago, here's a review. It's happening now, and they only have 45 minutes to fill. So obviously now I understand why it happens 4 times a night when they have 3 hours to fill.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it was Bruce Pritchard said he kept going the next night. I'm like, God damn. No, I know. Bruce Pritchard said the Taker kept going the next night, and he was like, tough son of a bitch.
Pretty sure he wrestled with a broken hip for like 90% of his career.
I got the piss.
See, this is what's missing. Having somebody in the backstage with an actual fucking personality.
Well, they all have personality. It's just WWE scripts the shit out of them.
Okay, so what's Charlie Caruso's personality?
I've seen her off camera. She's when she used to be on AfterBuzz or whatever. She actually is very
I don't
good.
care what you see off camera. What's her personality? What's anybody in the backstage's personality? They don't have one. None of them. They can be easily replaced with the other. They're just fucking
I know.
good-looking women, and that's it. I'm not saying that they don't have personalities.
No,
but they
I know
don't
what you-
give them the time for their personalities to shine.
Yeah.
British Bulldog's just back in the. It looks like they're in the fucking bathroom. He's just flexing, like fucking.
Look,
what I
like
do.
my hat.
I feel like if
I
he was
have
gonna
her-
go to McDonald's and order a combo, he just sit there flexing for like fucking 10 minutes while his food's made.
Yeah.
Like, yep, I'm basically just muscular. That's me. That's what I'm about. Crikey. Wait, what? I've got an ass for a face.
He fooled him.
That's gay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Very much.
For the championship. They can't look at them.
Jim Cornette's pants and the hat too. He loves that hat.
It's a Burger King Mabel over here.
Somehow Jim Ross got back.
Mhm.
Yep. Somehow Doc Hendricks turned into Jim Ross. Because Doc Hendricks was originally interviewing them, and then he disappeared and Jim Ross came up. Oh,
Hey guys, Raw earlier tonight, in case you missed it from the last time we showed it, or literally 30 minutes when the match happened. Fucking hell. Holy shit. Oh my. The first match was really good. That's the only saving grace. Oh, he's got an HB pencil right there. Look at him.
The dog might decide this one.
What is Vince wearing? He's fucking Cardinal Vince? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, he was like, my family cuts my hair.
I know.
This one guy is super intently staring at Gary the King. Fucking Beavis in the background. Oh god. Because WCW had a cage match, there's got to be a cage match. Oh fucking
Lord.
no, man! Fucking Christ!
Can we get the pirate back?
What has happened? Literally, what have I watched the last 30 minutes?
Yeah. Yeah, this next week.
What the fuck?
Oh, the story about that was funny.
I'm going to say they both lose because they're both fucking horrible shit. Like, what the fuck? At least this had a match, I guess, that's memorable. But everything else was just like, in case you forgot. And in case you forgot from the last time he showed you 5 minutes ago. Like, what the fuck was this?
I mean, I don't know what to tell you guys. I honestly am going to call it a tie. This was absolute shit.
This was the worst week we've watched for wrestling memories, for sure. Holy fucking Christ, was this bad?
It was
WCW had too many matches. WWE had no matches.
They had the opening
They were both equally terrible. Oh my god. WWE had the best match of everything.
Yes.
But then they immediately killed it with in case. Meanwhile,
the entire damn thing.
Meanwhile, in the past 10 minutes ago, that was the whole show.
It was bad. It was bad. I don't know, man. It was bad, but it gets better. It does get better. You gotta remember, this is 1995. So, if you're watching these shows with us, and I would like to hear I would like to get comments from other people. Is this any different than what's going on today?
Well,
this Raw was. Sorry, Heather, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Considering this Monday, we have pretty much exactly the same show. It was 2 full matches and a whole bunch of this happened here, this happened there, this happened here.
That's what Raw was for 3 hours.
This Raw was literally 45 minutes of what you see on a 3-hour scale. Yep. And if I have to watch for 3 hours, it's worse. Because fucking hell, even 45 minutes felt like 10 years.
Right.
In case you didn't realize, we had a match 2 months ago. Oh, you didn't? Let me show it to you in its entirety. What the fuck?
If you're watching this with us, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. It does get better.
It does, but tonight it was a tie tonight.
Okay. So what, basement? Do your thing. You usually see. What do you give this?
Yeah. What do you give this? We're gonna go with the good old 10 scale. Out of 10. Out of 10, JP. WCW Nitro.
I give Nitro probably a 3 out of 10. And that's generous. Very generous. And I'd give the same to Raw. That first match was the entire show. That's where all my points go, is to that. Nothing on this show did anything. This is one of those Raw throwaway shows. I don't know what they're doing next week. This is the start to a build to a storyline, because I think they just had a pay-per-view, did they not, 2 weeks ago?
I think so.
They did. They had the last pay-per-view, whatever it was. It was in your house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but wasn't that like 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Probably 2 weeks ago.
I don't know, man. The caption on this thing says the Louisville Lip. So it says in an epic confrontation, The Undertaker teams with WWE Champion Diesel and Intercontinental Champion Shawn Michaels to battle Owen, Hart, Yokozuna, and the British Bulldog. However, the Louisville Lip once again shows.
Is it kind of fucked up in my mind? I don't know what you're talking about, but in my mind, thinking like if that match went on last, I actually would have rated the whole show better.
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would have rather have had it happen at the end and at the beginning, because get all your shit out of the way. Get your Bret Hart shit. See, this is why wrestling, and this is why Bret Hart is not a draw. Because what were we doing throughout the whole show? For like 10, 15 minutes there, you couldn't hear me because I was muted because of Wendy. Which, whatever. Because I really was just doing nothing. I was doing nothing but laughing. So, the end of the show, I probably would have given. Raw probably would have won if they would have put that. If that would have been the last thing that they had, I probably would have rated it Raw.
I agree.
But I give them a tie this week. Neither one really was very good.
All right, Trek, where do you land on this?
Yeah, I'd say 3 for Nitro, 3 for Raw. It was starting out so good, and it's like, well, if you didn't get to pay for the pay-per-view, here's the biggest match of them all. It's like, let's show the damn whole thing. I'm like, oh, good Lord. And then, like you said, they had to keep going back to the what happened before, because apparently we all lost cognitive memory for watching the damn Bret Hart match, so we didn't know what the hell was going on. And then, like you said, they should have ended the show of the match because that was a good hot angle. It felt like something that they would have ended Raw with an injury angle or something like that. And then, it's a tie for me.
Bobbit?
Fall asleep on
it. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give this 1 out of 10. Both shows.
Really?
Terrible. Both shows were terrible. They were literally. I could have skipped both shows, and though I would have missed storyline, I'm sure they would show me next show.
Every 5 minutes.
It's useless garbage. It was all useless garbage for the most part. Yeah. I could say WCW is showing storyline, but I know that they're like nothing really progressed. It was just like reminder. This is where the storylines are.
Right. Everything revolved around Hogan and fucking the Giant for the Monster Truck Mania.
I mean, they're doing something with Ric Flair and Arn Anderson because ultimately they're going to end up back together. But
if I saw 3 matches for those two guys and the worst was in a cage, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And the only reason it was worse is because they didn't get the time that they should have.
Yeah, it was booked poorly. The whole event didn't really make any sense. Like WCW Nitro, they put on a bunch of matches that didn't need to happen, and in the end, it was booked poorly, and that killed it.
Right.
None of the wrestling was super invested in, and what I was invested in, they didn't give time to actually like build or do anything with. WWE was terrible. The first match was good. Like 7 out of 10. Everything else was fucking atrocious. Like it was basically, do you want to watch a 10-minute match and like it? Then tune into our hour-long show. Fuck that, man. This is the same problem I have with regular today fans with WWE.
Yeah.
You could watch 15 minutes of a show and give it an 8 out of 10, then you're the dumbest motherfucker alive.
I agree.
A couple good segments and a surprise ending doesn't mean a show automatically goes from a 2 to 8. Did you enjoy 5 hours of an event? Did you enjoy 3 hours of an event? No. You enjoyed 15 minutes of it. So is that really worth a 7 to 10, 8 out of 10?
Right.
They didn't entertain you for 3 hours. They entertained you for a fucking moment. And the moment-loving wrestlers are killing me. Or the moment-loving fans of wrestling are killing me.
I agree. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I mean, I was being actually generous. I wasn't
I'm
expecting
not.
you to
That
give
was
it a
terrible.
I didn't think you'd give it a 1. I mean,
Yep.
I mean, it was funny to me. Some of the shit was fucking just cracking me up. And like I said, this is the problem. And no, I'm not shitting on Canadians. No, I'm not shitting on. I like Bret Hart's in ring. I just don't want to sit and watch a half an hour of it. This is the thing with Bret Hart. A half hour of watching Bret Hart recap is not needed. What's the purpose of it? It could have told us the whole thing that they were trying to get at, and they probably did have a dark match going on, but they could have gone on to other things. They could have talked about other feuds that were happening, but no, they had to focus on this one match because there was something that was about to happen. They were building to what was it? Just get to the fucking point. What happened? Well, what it was is fucking Jerry the King Lawler got involved. Okay, well, who fucking cares?
Well, the one thing that I guess like we're kind of like not paying attention to is the fact that in the era where they did this, they're basically showing what happens on a pay-per-view if you don't buy the pay-per-view, and this is why you should buy the pay-per-view. Here's a glimpse of how good the matches are. They're selling the pay-per-view on a Raw. It's still hard for me to take, but I can see why they did what they did.
Right.
It's still like, fuck it. I don't care because even if they're trying to sell the pay-per-view, it's like I'm not going to give them points off for just being so blatantly bad about it.
Yeah.
You could sell that pay-per-view with just snippets of the match, not the whole fucking thing.
Right.
Or at least like 50% of the match. They showed a lot of that fucking match for literally no reason.
Yep.
And that just means like you see people complaining about, oh, WWE can't book things today. They used to be able to book things. Really? They used to be able to book things? They just literally showed a recording for half of their live event.
Right. Yep.
And they had. Oh, go ahead, man.
No, I was agreeing with Basement. I just said, yeah, I agree.
And they also, it's like they mentioned in earlier episodes of Raw, they had. It's not like they didn't have recap shows on the weekends. They had like freaking superstars, and they had WWF Mania, and later on they would have like live. I don't think Livewire was that far off. I think it was like earlier, the beginning of '96. It's like what did they do back then? They show clips from these things. Like then do that then.
Okay, so
the thing is, like showing a clip is different than showing literally derailing the whole show to show fucking 20 minutes of a match. And
that
I
happened at SummerSlam. That happened 2 months ago.
Yes.
In my mind, man, and it like I don't care who it pisses off. Bret Hart is almost the same thing as Zack Sabre Jr.
Agreed.
He can put on a good match. He's better than Zack Sabre Jr. in the fact that he can wrestle other styles, but he always resorts to his own style. I want somebody to name me or go out there and find a Bret Hart promo that was actually like, this is why I love Bret Hart. Instead of just being told to like Bret Hart and that's why you like him. Because I think 90% of the fucking public is like, well, we want to, force the agenda of U.S. versus Canada, and the Canadian fans are like, Bret Hart's the best. But is he? Why is he the best?
He's not. He's a good wrestler, but that's it. I'd put him up against anybody in the world as far as wrestling goes, but I would not let him.
The thing is, Bret Hart was caught between like eras.
Yep.
So it hurts me to say like though I like his wrestling, he wrestled good for the eras he was caught between.
Right.
He's like people going out and saying like Bret Hart's like, in my opinion, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, all better than Bret Hart. Bret Hart has the nostalgia point of view, and he was lucky to be in a place where he could be the face of a country. He's good, but he's lacking horribly on the mic.
Yeah, but he's Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns is acting. I'd go out and say Roman Reigns is much more potential than Bret Hart.
I agree. I will. You look at Shawn Michaels here at this time. Shawn Michaels was the one. Shawn Michaels would be. Who do people want to see pushed today?
Shawn Michaels is closer to like Seth Rollins before the push we got from him. I'd say like people want to see him push, but then they pushed him and killed him at the same time.
Right. They did right by Shawn Michaels though. I know that he had his issues, and they're coming up. They will come to light here soon. But I'm trying to think of who he would be like today. As far as him, everybody wanted Shawn Michaels to be pushed. He was the lead. He was the one that they. I can tell you right now, if they were pushing Bret Hart today, people would shit all over it. Because they would want Shawn Michaels to get that push. Daniel Bryan back in 2014. Shawn Michaels is probably Daniel Bryan back in, if you get my reference.
Even Dolph Ziggler like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
I can agree with that. With Shawn Michaels, they just didn't know what they were going to get because Vince McMahon, and they said this, Vince McMahon had issues with Shawn Michaels. He left the company because he wasn't getting his way, and Vince did not trust him. But he was bringing in money, and he had to do something with him.
Well, Shawn Michaels was like the original wrestling diva.
Right.
Like somebody that just like wanted to be treated special because he thought his worth was more than eventually the company wanted to give him. Where Bret Hart, for the longest time, I think was like Old Faithful, but he also came to that diva point too, where he was like, you know, I'm worth more than you're giving me. But I would say Shawn Michaels, if I had to build a company at that point in time and I had to choose between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, no brainer. Shawn Michaels is the choice.
Exactly.
Because Shawn Michaels can wrestle anybody. Bret Hart always falls into his own style of wrestling. And this is the same thing I've said about several technical wrestlers.
Yep.
Like the good thing with Kurt Angle, he developed a style. Yes, he wanted to always be technical, but he could wrestle anybody. He came to a point where he was agile enough to wrestle anybody. He would do moonsaults. He would get into like a more brawling groove. But Zack Sabre Jr., just like Bret Hart, would always try like, and this is just a different wrestling style. Like you always go back to like what you were good at, and if you're looking at wrestling as a fight, not a performance, then yeah, you can appreciate that. But the fact is, everybody knows it's a performance now.
Agreed. With that being said, has anybody got anything else they'd like to add?
These were the worst
Yes, they were.
of all.
It will get better. It's probably going to get worse before it gets better, but it's going to get better.
Because we are very rapidly approaching the Attitude Era, and that's when things.
Well, the Attitude Era doesn't really start until after WrestleMania 13, so we're 2 years away from that.
Well,
I shouldn't say
No,
2 years.
It happened like later part of '96.
I disagree with that. I think it started like after WrestleMania when Austin, and that was ultimately the start for me. The real start is when Vince came out and actually cut that promo at the beginning of Raw saying we're not going to insult your intelligence anymore. But now they're insulting our intelligence again, which I don't fucking understand. But whatever. It was shit. It will be shit. This is that transitional period. 1995 was that transitional period. 1996, it starts picking up again. it's getting close to the time where WCW is going to start kicking WWE's ass. It's going to be about, I think it's like 7 months away, actually, when that happens. But that being said, I want to thank everybody for showing up. The Basement, thank you. Trek and Bobbit, I know probably fell asleep, and I don't fucking blame him. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, it was a terrible show.
Much appreciated. But that's why we're doing this. I mean, hey.
I mean, even this Raw, you see, like, exactly why Raw is the way it is now.
Mm-hmm.
Segments recapping what happened 10 minutes ago.
Right. No, I agree. But I want to thank everybody for showing up. And we will talk to you tomorrow night on this very channel when we do This Week in Wrestling. And then I think there's other shows that debut too on Thursdays. I'm not sure. I don't get a chance to watch. Well,
There'll be the end of The Wolf Among Us, probably at 7. I think it's at 7 o'clock, and then we'll go live later with This Week in Wrestling. Normally on Fridays, but it's going to be on Thursdays today. Friday, maybe we'll do something a bit different and do some live gaming or something like that. I'll see how I feel. I don't have any idea right now.
Yeah, I mean, we probably won't be home till later on in the evening. I'm going to a football game to watch my old high school play. It's going to be a travesty, but I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to fucking lose my shit. Because I hate the fucking coach. He's a fucking dumb shit. But anyway, y'all have a great night, and we will talk to you later.
We'll keep you posted if you get arrested or not.
Well, I won't get arrested. But I am
I
gonna
thought
say
this is
something.
America.
I am
This is
going to say
America.
something to the dumbass. But he needs to learn how to fucking coach.
Pretty much.